Guy who has a lot of personal demons he has to deal with, and well, he's sort of he's endowed with sort of powers, and he can actually see. Oh, can we do this again? Sorry, just
stop
it up.
Yeah.
Just keep rolling it over.
Yeah, just keep going. We're going to cut it up. Probably leave that bit in there.
Cool, excellent. Yeah.
Sort of all exploded in many ways. My whole sort of realisation of, you know, what's going on and everything.
Ooh. Okay, well maybe we should swap places for this. Oh, okay.
I used to live there, so it wasn't that weird for me, but yeah, I think the rest of the band found it a little strange.
Partly because everyone have ever been found impressive or been attracted to or whatever has had kind of a cattish look about them. I also think kind of cats can personify the sort of more selfish aspects of humans. So I guess cats are kind of good representation for me of the kind of more base instincts of people. The first episode of Dark Angel starts out with a dream sequence, and then it ends with kind of the Dark Angel character waking up, and that's when he decides to kind of live this surreal life with this funny outfit on, which is kind of what happens in comics.
He's a spiritual character. He's thinking about the cycle of life all the time, like how he wants to break out of what he's doing. Like he can actually see things that people can't see and feel things that people can't feel, and he just wants to be normal. But he can't do that because you just can't shut off, you know. Like you can see, and well, you just can't close your eyes all the time, and that's what he's got. He's got like this third eye, and he can see spirits that roam around and left here, and he tries to deal with them. Like he helps them out. I like to be open-minded, you know. My philosophy isn't like the way I deliver everything. I mean, I don't consider myself to know so much that I can actually, you know, apply like this sort of step-by-step philosophy that, you know, if you read my comic you can follow kind of thing. I like to have all different thoughts and points of view from all different characters. I'm not much into superheroes, kind of men in tights kind of thing. I kind of like things that are a bit darker, a bit more horrifying.
Okay, the main driving factor behind Anthology was a guy by the name of Damien Shanahan. He's currently working on a comic by the name of Pizza Man, which he premiered in Anthology also. A whole bunch of us got together, a whole bunch of young Australian comic artists, well, aspiring comic artists. We called ourselves ARC, Australian Rookies Collaborative, and it was just a lot of fun, just going through the teething stages of actually putting something out. The whole point of getting so many guys together is that we could put the money together to actually get to actually put a large comic out. Anthology, I did a small 8-page installment called Johnny Luck, and this was pretty much, I basically did the Ninja Turtles thing with my dog. It's called Lucky, actually, so that's where the Johnny Luck thing came from.
Well, tell us about Savieri, like how many issues are you going to do of it?
I don't know. I'm doing my second issue at the moment, which has been a long time coming. I've been doing too much school, and I don't know, just keep going for it with a while, and I'm putting making them bigger, so I've got other little sort of side projects that I work on them, like other little side projects to put in the back so I don't get so bored of doing the same thing the whole time.
It's a compilation of different comic artists from all around Australia, sort of, and it's not one story, it's just all different pictures and, you know, comics. I just get people to draw whatever. It sort of came from, you know, just sitting around in people's lounge rooms and everyone would be drawing, and it'd just be, you know, on bits of paper, and it'd just go nowhere, it'd end up on the floor and getting wrecked. So I just sort of got all those people and said, you know, can you send me something? Ta-da! Yeah, but this one, it's got a few different people, but still a lot of it's my work because, you know, people are lazy.
I wanted to do something a little bit more kind of hardcore and a little bit more challenging to me and to whoever reads it. So that's kind of when I developed it. So I basically developed it for voice work. I didn't actually work on that size, but we were just, that was just kind of a practical joke.
I've got some other work that I did a little while ago, like at the beginning of the year, that I'm going to turn into just my own comic. It'll just be like another zine. It's called The Lost Weekend, and it's pretty autobiographical. It's just about me and my friends Carl and Gordon, and just all these adventures that we had.
What are you going to do different with Miss of Devlin too, in terms of art, storytelling, writing?
Well, the first one, it was kind of rushed because I wanted to finish it before school started, and I'd rushed the art in some pages, and I'd rushed the writing, especially the writing towards the end. But with Mr. Devlin, that's like a big difference in my art styles to the previous years, because I was drawing with a lot of line work and a lot of detail, and when I approached Mr. Devlin, I wanted it to be dark and kind of chunky look. And for number 2, I actually want a blend of both.
Let's see. This stuff is the stuff which I'm working on at the moment. This is a couple of pages from it. I'm spending hours and hours on each page. What I enjoy is telling the story and doing the talking head
So how long would
scenes.
it take you to have done this page, say?
About 8 or 9 hours, probably. Yeah, if not more.
And how many hours would you work on it a day?
At the moment, given with the Zenith stuff, I'm probably doing about 4 or 5 hours a day. This I do maybe an hour a day tops.
Do you do rough pencils?
Yeah, I do small thumbnail layouts, then I do loose pencils, then I go over with tight pencils. I'm not inking it because I'm going to scan it into a computer and then darken it on the computer, and I've done some test runs and it looks really good. So I don't need to ink anymore, it's great.
Technology.
Oh, absolutely. I hate inking.
Alright, now what are you up to here? What's this?
This is the Zenith stuff I've been doing. The main difference with this stuff is that I've actually been using a lot of photo reference for the work, and got friends around to do photo shoots and stuff like that, and the amount of difference that makes in the actual artwork is absolutely ridiculous. This was a really great learning experience. I had Greg Gates doing the layouts for me, and I had Rod Tokley doing the inks. Working with such awesomely talented and experienced people in the comic industry was a fantastic experience.
This is the beginning. Put that there. No, it's not. A friend did this. This was last year they did it, and it sort of started with the idea that, oh wow, you know, I hadn't really thought about it at all. Like, you could do something in this format, and you could get it out, and you didn't have to have big publishing things. And you know, I thought, oh yeah, I could do something in that format, but you know, I didn't have connections to bands, whatever. So I thought, cool, I'll do a comic. You know, I've been wanting to do one for a while. When I first started out, I was like, had no idea that other people were really doing minis all that much. I saw a few, like Minotaur and stuff, but you know, I found it really weird. Like, you know, oh my god, like everyone's doing something like this. Like, you know, it sort of all exploded in many ways. My whole sort of realization of, you know, what's going on and everything.
Well, originally I wanted to be a puppeteer, so this guy, look, I've even marked the pages. This guy was a huge influence, Mr. Jim Henson. He normally looks better than that. I used this one to draw from because I couldn't figure out how she was going to look. This is his guru, this is Ursula, and this is Dark Angel. I guess I used this one to draw from, but mostly it was just kind of exploring the character in like 3 dimensions, so I could just get a real feeling of the atmosphere of the comic kind of as a real thing rather than just lines on paper. Dick Tracy, huge influence. Not so much, not like a really reverent influence. I don't know if I liked Dick Tracy, but I just really got into it. Like, I really got into it. Just because it's just so sort of quaint and objectionable, basically. Oscar Wilde was a huge influence, mostly in writing, just that whole Mostly kind of his life, really. And also Aubrey Beardsley, the guy who did a lot of the illustrations in for Oscar Wilde's playbills and all that sort of stuff. I really like his work because it's kind of got that really good tension between black and white that hopefully I'm getting into my comics. This is one of my favourite pictures of all time. That one. Like that real sense of design in a frame, and the drifting smoke and the way the smoke links between the two things, just so cool.
You know, girls are sort of made to play with dolls and guys play with trucks and stuff like that. It's kind of like girls don't really get into it because, you know, they don't usually have the opportunities to sort of get into comics at all, I don't think. Like, you know, nobody's going to sort of, nobody's going to give some girls some comics because they just don't think they'd get into it.
Well, you were saying before you went to Malaysia, and did you find any comics there? What were you up to there?
Oh yeah, it's just the same as the comics you get here, basically American. Yeah. They have some. Oh, I didn't see any local ones, but they have a comic called Lart.
I love animation, and I see comics as sort of like sort of a lo-fi kind of animation because you've got all the action there and everything, but you know, cut out a lot of the frames.
Optic Nerve. And this actually inspired me to do a zine, and he said he started out by doing zines, and you know, then you know, he's got this really slick comic now. It's really nice.
Yeah.
And I also like of course, Tank Girl. That's really good. And oh, this is good. Hate and Buddy Bradley stuff. He's good. Sometimes it's a bit annoying. It's a bit Seattle or something. This isn't anything to do with comics though. This is just Beardsley, Aubrey Beardsley. Drugs. Yeah, you know, just drugs. But you can't work while you're on drugs, of course. It's only afterwards.
How I got into comics really was through like Phantom stuff, and I don't have any right here, but my uncle had a whole lot of them, and we used to go to his house and read them all the time. And then I discovered Mr. Natural in my dad's bookshelf. My sister and I found it, and we're like reading through it going, oh my god, they're smoking dope all the time and all this sort of stuff. And it sort of opened our eyes that there were other comics apart from the sort of really straight mainstream ones like Phantom and Superman and stuff like that. I sort of got into Hate and Bug and Stump, which is very good, which I really quite like.
I've recently discovered Kabuki, and it's written and drawn by David Mack, and I can't remember what it's about, but I remember that it's really, really it's like a mixture of words and pictures. It's like visual poetry.
This comic, which picked up recently, Batman Black and White, this issue number 4 is almost a complete compendium of all my favourite influences. Everyone from like Brian Boland to Kevin Nolan, Katsuhiro Otomo, who does Akira, and yeah, it was just, you know, Adam Hughes, who's not in there, and people like Bernie Wrightson and stuff like that. Just I really go for the people who can really tell stories.
Local minis and stuff, you know, sort of the usual ones like Mick Wilson's book and Froth and Rabbit and Bug and Stump, and they did like a little mini as well. And you know, weird stress kittens and stuff like that.
Have you got any Chinese descent?
Yeah,
Oh.
my mother's Malaysian.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Chinese Malay.
So's mine.
Yeah, I think so.
So am I.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you've got a good photocopier, I think that's all that really matters.
Yeah. All right. That should do, eh?
That's a good last comment.